Hello everyone, this is Prakhar Bhargav, Assistant Professor at Galgodias University, Department of Mass Communication. Welcome to this course of Light and Camera Lab. Today in this session we are going to discuss different types of shots and how they are used in filmmaking and various filmmaking processes. So let's begin the session.
So, what will be the learning objective of this course? That student will be able to develop a clear understanding of the following different types of shots and their importance in the film. So, in filmmaking and video production, a shot is a series of frames that runs for an uninterrupted period of time. In terms of camera distance with respect to the object within the shot, there are basically 7 types of shots, and they are basically extreme close-up shot, medium shot, medium close-up, medium shot, medium long shot, and extreme long shot or distance shot. So let's talk about all of them one by one. Extreme close-up shots are not just used on actors but also used for B-roll inserts and the odd establishing shot. In other words, there are many opportunities to use this type of shot, and having it in your director's toolbox will make you a stronger filmmaker. So this was about the extreme close-up shot. It is basically frames an extreme close-up shot frames a subject very closely, often so much so that the other outer portions of the subject are cut off by the edges of the frame. On an actor, this is commonly used to show specific portions of the body, like the face or hip, but it can go closer to show only an actor's mouth or even a single eye. So, inanimate objects can also be framed in an extreme close up shot, but everything is based on the scale and size of the object. If you were to frame a streaming teapot in an extreme close up, you might focus on the spout or base. The idea is that you cannot see the entire subject, but rather are focused to focus on a particular portion, hopefully for the desired effect. So why do directors use extreme close-up shots? To focus in on a specific portions of the subject, to signal an important sensory moment in a scene, or to communicate tiny details too small to notice. So some of the examples related to extreme close-up are basically if you we understand the motivation, typically directors use this shots for very specific narrative reasons. The first of our extreme close-up shot images is from HBO's The Night Of, and this is an example of using the extreme close-up for practical reasons, but also for thematic ones as well. So this mini series is about a young man who is charged with the murder of a young woman. So they use extreme close-ups to show important pieces of evidence that give the viewer theories surrounding the crime. So this was a beautiful example of extreme close-up shot. So now let's talk about the close-up shot. A close-up basically tightly frames a person or an object. So close-ups are one of the standard shots used regularly with medium shots and long shots. Close-ups display the most detail, but they do not include the broader scene. Moving into a close-up or away from close-up is a common type of zooming also. So close-ups are used in many ways for many reasons. So close-ups are often used as cutaways from a more distant shot to show details such as characters' emotions or some intricate activity with their hands. Close-up cuts to characters' face are used far more often in television than in movies. So they are especially common in soap operas, and you have seen various kind of soap operas in which shots are used regularly. So for a director to deliberately avoid close-ups may create in the audience an emotional distance from the subject matter. So close-ups are used for distinguishing main characters. Major characters are often given a close-up when they are introduced as a way of indicating their importance. So leading characters will have multiple close-ups. There is a long-standing stereotype of insecure actors desiring a close-up at every opportunity and counting the number of close-ups they receive. An example of this stereotype occurs when the character, basically Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard, announces, "All right, Mr. Demily, I am ready for my close-up," and she is taken into police custody in the film's finale. So close-up shots do not show the subject in the broad context of its surrounding. If overused close-up may leave viewers uncertain as to what they are seeing. Next is medium close-up shot. So a medium close-up shot is a shot that frames the subject from just above their head down to about midway on their torso. So the idea of medium close-up shot is that that you can still easily register the actor's emotions and facial expressions while also retaining some of the background. So a medium close-up is often used when a scene needs to be covered with a standard coverage that doesn't shock the viewer. So often these shots are used when a scene calls for a neutral narrative approach. So why do directors use medium close-up shots? To capture the actor's performance. So the background around the subject is included, and for a neutral shot option within standard coverage. So some of the examples of medium close-up shot, there is a scene from Inception reminds us that medium close-up shot is a major player in Christopher Nolan's shot list. Nolan builds scenes around his gradual camera movement that alters the shot size and therefore reinforces the changes in his scenes. So watch this scene and then you will see how the shots work in combination. Especially notice how Nolan sticks with medium shot and medium close-ups until the big reveal. Next is medium shot. So a medium shot is a camera angle shot from a medium distance. The dividing line between long shot and medium shot is fuzzy, as is the line between medium shot and close-up. So in some standard text and professional references, a full-length view of human subject is called a medium shot. In this terminology, a shot of the person from the knees up or the waist up is a close-up shot. In other texts, these partial views are called medium shots. For example, in Europe, a medium shot is framed from the waist up. It is mainly used for a scene when you can see what kind of expressions they are using. So now moving on to medium long shot. Medium long shots include a character or characters from approximately the knees up in the frame. They are wider than medium shot but tighter than long shots. These shots are also sometimes known as American shots, originally named by European critics because they were first introduced in early American Western film. According to film history law, this shot size was created to include characters and their gun holsters. So medium long shots are commonly used for group shots, two shots and emblematic shots because they provide enough room in the frame to include several characters or visual elements simultaneously. So now moving on to long shot. So a long shot, sometimes also referred as a full shot or a wide shot, typically shows the entire object or human figure and usually intended to place it in some relation to its surroundings. So it has been suggested that long shot ranges usually correspond to approximately what would be the distance between the front row of the audience and the stage in live theatre. So it is now common to refer to a long shot as a wide shot because it often requires the use of wide angle lens. So when a long shot is used to set up a location and its participants in film and video, it is called an establishing shot. So a related notion is that of an extreme long shot, this can be taken from as much as a quarter of a mile away and is generally used as a scene setting establishing shot also. So it normally shows an exterior, example the outside of a building or a landscape, and is often used to show scenes of thrilling action, example in a war film or disaster movie. So there will be very little detail visible in the shot, as it is meant to give a general impression rather than specific information. So a long shot is a camera shot that shows the entire subject from head to toe and places that subject in relation to their surroundings. So the long shot is also called a wide shot or full shot, and it's used to show relation between the character and the environment. Now is extreme long shot. So an extreme long shot, abbreviated as ELS, is a long shot that covers a wider area. It is also known as extreme wide shot. The shot frames the subject from a distance and focuses on its surroundings. So remember, in a long shot, the character is usually noticeable in the frame, but in an ELS, means extreme long shot, it's not always necessary to see the character. So, the extreme long shot or the extreme wide shot functions best as an establishing shot, as more of the location is in the frame. So, extreme long shot used to show the subject from a distance or the area in which the scene is taking place. This type of shot is particularly useful for establishing a scene in terms of time and place, as well as characters' physical or emotional relationship to the environment and elements within. So, the character doesn't necessarily have to be viewable in this shot. So these are the few references from where you can refer about the different types of shots.
Thank you all for joining this session. We will discuss some other topics in the next sessions of Light and Camera Lab. Thank you.